Six lies America has told us about Europe. This should be good. Let's get right into it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. International Carl doing another video for you. If this is your first time to my channel, please right now stop and hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Talk about a couple lies that the United States pushes into us as Americans growing up. And let's talk about it right now. Let's get to it right now. Lie number one. This one is a funny one to me because in the United States, it's always, I don't care if you're a Democrat, I don't care if you're Republican, I don't care if you're independent, I don't care where you're at on the political spectrum. You're always going to have a politician telling you that
they hate our freedoms, our freedom of religion, our freedom of speech, our freedom to vote and assemble and disagree with each other.
That's right. They hate us for our freedoms. Can you believe that? As if nowhere else in the world has any freedoms. Like Europe. You know, in Europe they act like if you come to Europe, there's just no freedoms. What freedoms do I not have here in Europe? You know,
Well, they say we are the land of the free, so, but who the fuck is they to be like, they hate us, they hate our freedoms? Who is they? Other countries? Is that what you're trying to say?
These are Western democracies with Western values and culture that has been exported to the United States. And it's become its own thing. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but freedoms exist here. I'm still scratching my head. What freedom do you have in America that I don't have here? Let's talk about freedom of speech, for example.
Type shit.
In America, you have freedom of speech. In the UK, for example, you don't have freedom of speech. What you do have is freedom of expression. Slight different tweak, but let's give you an example. In America, you can be as racist as you want to somebody. You can walk up to me, walk up to any black person and say the N-word all day long if you want. Where in the UK, you really couldn't do that. Because at some point,
Technically you can, but to a certain extent, because eventually that shit becomes a hate crime if you follow up with the action behind that slur. So basically if I was like N-word and I punched you in the face, like come on, that's a hate crime. So like maybe you do have freedom of speech, but technically it ain't shit free over here, you know what I'm saying? Because there's action behind, there's actions. There's consequences behind that action. So say you call me the N-word and then I just punch you in the face. Was that speech really free? You know what I mean?
you will cross a fine line of inciting racial hatred. So if you define your freedoms based on your ability to call somebody an N-word or call some Asian American some type of offensive word, by all means, you can have that freedom. I don't need that freedom. But other people in America talk about it like freedom for guns. Ooh, guns, guns, guns. They want to take your guns. Well, let's see. Here in the UK, can you have guns? Yes. Can you have a rifle? Yes. Can you have a handgun? Yes. What does the Second Amendment say in the United States? It has to be, it's
right to bear
highly
arms.
regulated. So what is it here in the UK? Guess what? It's highly regulated. There's lots of regulations around what type of gun, where you have to store that gun, where you have to keep the ammunition, what do you have to do for the maintenance of that gun. Highly regulated. So you still have the freedom to have a gun. So if you define your freedoms as being able to have as many guns as you want in America, okay, fine, no argument. But I think that's a lie that they sell, that nobody here has any guns. Not true. Number two,
got my ass.
Social housing is a bad thing. It's something that you're supposed to segregate from the rest of the population. So, for example, in America, especially in LA where I'm from, or Southern California where I'm from, social housing, Section 8. Well, that's usually in a separate side of the city, not being seen. I don't even know where it's at because where I grew up was nothing but beautiful homes, single family homes, no social housing. Where here in the UK, just in Europe in general, it's all sprinkled around you. For example, here in the UK, I live in a beautiful big house, beautiful executive style estate. I have a nice car, but guess what? On this estate and on several new estates, they all have social housing and they do things that are different in the United States, or that they do here in the UK, that they wouldn't do or they don't do in the United States. You can be on social housing, but guess what? You can partially own that house. So that way you can be on the track. So you can buy 10% of the home, 20% of the home, 50% of the home, and try to get all the way up to 100% of the home like me or you do. So that's a different strategy that they do, so that social housing is good for everybody, because that way the kids get to interact with all people from all social and religious economic backgrounds. And you as an adult get to work and meet and mingle with people from all different backgrounds. I think
that creates diversity, so you're not just stuck in one economic class. So you diversing with all different walks of life. I fucking love that, bro. I love that.
Are better for it. They're safer for it. Less crime, because guess what? If you're in an executive style estate, well, guess what? You want to keep your home value high. You want to keep it nice and looking new, and that's going to put pressure.
A house or a laptop? Which one do you think is worth more? Well, definitely not the house, because
that limits quote unquote black neighborhoods or white neighborhoods or Spanish. That limits all that shit, bro. Everybody together, bro. Everybody. I don't give a fuck if you make $100,000 a year or you make goddamn $50,000 a year. I mean, like, it kind of levels the playing field. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and that's what I'm getting from this.
Their house nice, keep the estate looking nice and new and fresh. So I think that's a myth, and I think that's something that should be revisited in the United States. Number 3, in America they teach you this, that somehow being a hard worker means coming in early, staying late, never taking a vacation, and definitely don't call in sick.
Right.
That is like the biggest mistake you could ever make, faux pas you can make. I'll give you an example. When I was working for a large airframe manufacturer in the United States, I remember a friend of mine, we wanted to take 2 weeks off and go do something. Our managers looked at us like we were crazy because we wanted to have the audacity to take 2 weeks off. And mind you, we didn't take any days off prior to that. We just wanted to take 2 weeks off in a year so we could go do something.
All at the same time.
Like, no. Rejected. Slim that down to a week. And I'm thinking, isn't that my time off to relax, to recharge my battery so I can come back to work? No. Now, I think minds and hearts have changed a little bit in the United States back from when I started working, back in the early 2000s, or mid-2000s, I should say. But that was a faux pas. Well, here in the United Kingdom and here in Europe, for example, it's encouraged to take time off. You get 20, 25 plus days off in mostly all European countries. I think by law in the European Union, you have to have 20 days off. So it's encouraged to take time off because either you use it or you lose it. And for example, I think Sweden, if I can find the article, it's on the screen now. But if not, Sweden is actually doing a trial where they're reducing the work hours to 6 hours to see if it increases productivity. Because employers are seeing that the employees are more rested and more focused when they come back to work. Number 4, America sells you.
Bro, 8 hours a day. Then you got to factor in the commute there. And then you got to factor in waking up early. So, bro, that's 10 hours out your day. Waking up early, going to work, however long your commute is, whether it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's 5 minutes, depends on where you live. And then you got to factor in being there for 8 hours. On top of them wanting you to come in early, so that's like an extra 30 minutes, and staying late, so that's like an extra hour, so that's 9 hours. And then, so that's 13 hours out your day. You only get 24 hours in a day, bro. And then on top of that, you got a family and shit you got to tend to. So it's like, of course I'm going to be tired as fuck. You feel me? Like, and then I got to do that 5 days a week, bro. And then you want to trip when I try to ask for a day off? Bitch, I need a mental health day. What the fuck you mean? What's my reason for not wanting to come to work? Bitch, I'm tired. What the fuck is you talking about? My nigga. And then You not factor in that this is not my only source of income because y'all want to fucking, the fluctuation over here is crazy. The rent going up, the price of goods going up, gas going up, everything going up. So like, I can't just survive off this one job, bro. And you want me to give all my time to this one job. Sometimes people work at 2-3 jobs, niggas got other sources of income. So it's like, bro, I'm working damn near 16 hours a day, bro. On top, I gotta take care of my family. And if you got kids, oh my God. Oh my God.
That capitalism and consumerism go hand in glove. It's like this cycle. You have to work to buy, to work again to pay for what you buy, to buy some more stuff, to then work again and go down this continuous loop of working to live. And in Europe, one of the things that I find, I think is a beauty and a benefit of working and living in Europe is that there's more of a work-life balance. As I just talked about in point number 3, is that you have time off to actually do stuff. And you don't just have this endless working to consume. Don't get me wrong. We go on vacation, so we're consuming what I would call, we are consuming experiences, but we don't live to work, we work to live. And that is a benefit of living in Europe, and I think that is great. And I think the U.S. sells a lie to its people by telling them that you have to work hard to then buy stuff and never do anything. Number 5, which kind of ties into the first one I said, but it really is on the Republican right side in America. They always preach, especially during the Obamacare era, 2012, was all about these death panels. They literally produced a video where they were throwing grandma off a cliff because of social medicine.
Make no mistake about it. President Obama and the Democrats who supported Obamacare began throwing seniors off the cliff back.
Damn, I need to renew that ad blocker, boy.
The evils of social medicine, that you were going to have death panels if you got sick. I mean, how ridiculous of a lie that is. I mean, it's a bold-faced lie. I've lived here 11, 12 years. I have yet to ever see a death panel. I have known some older people. I know some younger people. I know myself. You can walk into any hospital in any country in Europe and there's not a single death penalty. What do you expect them to say? Oh, sorry, you had a heart attack last year, Mr. Carl, but since you had one last year, we're not going to treat you for this heart attack because the panel has refused your care. On a side note, you kind of already have that in America. You just have it through the insurance companies because guess what they do? Decide not to cover you.
Yeah.
They say, it's a pre-existing condition. I don't think you can do that anymore, but they'll say that, or they'll find a way to deny coverage. They'll make it so high to cost to do it that you have to do it out of pocket. And guess what? Now you're bankrupt. So that loops right back to number 1. How are you free if you have to live with the pressure of going bankrupt and not being able to pay your bills? Because guess what? You have the audacity to break your hip, get sick. I don't know. You pick it. So those are the 5 things that I think that the United States lies or misleads its people on purpose to further whatever big business or whatever political agenda that they have to the people. I'm going to leave you with a bonus one, which is kind of strange if you look at it. Because number 6 is this. In America, every day, all students around the nation get up every morning and say the Pledge of Allegiance. You pledge yourself and align yourself to the United States flag and to the republic for which it stands. Now, that's not something that's common in Europe. In many Western countries, I don't know of any other Western country that makes its kids get up every morning. I do know of one back in 1938, 1942.
I never understood that Pledge of Allegiance.
Those kids used to get up and actually pledge allegiance to their flag and to their Führer. But I don't know if that's something we should necessarily be doing. Don't get me wrong, I love my country. I'm very patriotic about it. I love the 4th of July for all its. My country is never perfect, but I think it can get better. But that's mine. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what you think. And like,
that was a good bonus one. I never really understood that pledge of allegiance to the flag shit. I kind of questioned that as a child. Like, what's the purpose of this? Never really got an answer. From every teacher I asked, I never really got an answer. But lie is a strong word. I would say it's like they're misleading us to just keep us on this fucking hamster wheel they call life. And it's a lot of things that us as Americans should question based on other countries and how they run their country. Like, it's all just a business, bro. It's all just about money, dog. And I kind of get it. I mean, like, we benefit off some of it. We do have the freedoms to do what we want, technically. But technically speaking, we don't. So it's like, nothing's free in this world. I'm going to just say that. I don't know. I can go on a whole rant about this shit, but I'm not going to hold y'all up. I just want to get a discussion going in the comments. And we'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll banter about it, go back and forth. I just want to see what y'all think. If you're from another country and you have input on this topic, then let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel in the comments. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Gang.
Dealing with these bitches from my city made me heartless. Dealing with these niggas from my city made me cautious. He say he my fan, but he gon' turn on me regardless. All my life lessons came hard, they had no father.